Everyone read it? Even the ocularly challenged in the back? We're all good?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if you have contacts.
Oh, I do.
Okay. Ocularly challenged. Your eyeball's broken.
Oh, boy. Okay. I don't know.
You know, when someone has a deficit in anything, it's considered politically correct to say it's a deficit or challenged instead. Like, for example, Killian isn't short. She's actually top shelf challenged.
I think it's
Yeah.
challenged.
Also, please remember, bags, try to keep them out of the aisles. I'm already a klutz. I don't need obstacles. Okay. I'd be walking around the room, trip over Jesse's bag, just completely take Abby out. So. Okay. Got a calculator on hand?
Yeah, but I was seeing if I could do it.
Okay. Same thing. We'll just keep rolling with that. All right. Yo.
Yep.
I always have a pencil. What I'm going to do is going to give you ancient technology and see if you can figure it out. Problem solver. Look at that. Remember, open notes, open book, open resource, close mouths. Right, Tommy? Okay. No, leave those ones alone. Oh, okay. I want you to pay real close attention to those directions. Solve and check. I don't even care if you do the check on the calculator. But you got to have something on your paper to show that you did it. And I said it before. I've been noticing this is a pattern with some of you. Make sure you're labeling in your notebooks or your binders or wherever you're doing your daily quizzes. Make sure you label that this is the 2-2 daily quiz. Because if I just see random work, or if you don't write down your score, I'm just going to toss the notebook back on the counter and say, you figure it out. Okay? What's up?
I've been putting opener, by the way.
You did a who, what opener?
Oh, I've been just.
Oh, yeah, that's good. As long as I know what section it's from, as long as I know what your score is. Okay? Solve and check. Okay, they don't take a lot of room. I got a lot of kids who will just write it on the back of their assignment. Or maybe a little box in the corner on their assignment. Alright. White, blue, black, red, already sorted in the order that I want. rares, standard, pile of random foils.
That's part of the box you got.
Green that I have no friggin' idea.
It's all green though.
Multicolored tokens, artifacts, none of it is organized.
Tokens.
Tokens. So, organize this stuff and the unsorted stuff from there.
Into.
Yes, I actually might be getting a third one of those if Ty's open on Wednesday. Rares, standard foils. All right. Is anyone still going? No? Suppose this guy's just in here all the time. Freshman, say hi to Oz. Oz is organizing my cards for me because I have no time in my personal life to actually do it. So. All right. Ready to roll?
Yeah.
Cohen. Talk to me, Goose. Who goes first?
So first, I figured out what 9 plus 27 is.
Okay.
Which got me to 36. And then I already knew that 3 times 12 is 36.
Okay, so you use the fact part, which is, what's the opposite of 3 times?
It's 3 divided then?
There you go. So we would then divide. Frank? Oh, I thought one of you just had a boomer ringtone or something. Okay. Dead on. How do I check it?
Plug it in with parentheses.
With parentheses, thank you. I said 3 by a thing minus 9. Is that actually 27? We talked about this last week. I got no problem with you just typing that in the calculator. 3 parenthesis 12 parenthesis enter. Minus 9 enter. There, kind of ruined my emphasis. As long as it comes out as 27, you know you did it right. So all I need below that is just 27 equals 27 to show that you know what's what. Okay? You can use the calculator for the check. All right. I'll keep going with Verbal Town. What about the second one? Now what's different?
That one really confused me, so I just kind of prayed that I had the same answer.
Not the same. It's got the same numbers, but we switched up what goes where. Okay? Jocelyn, what do you think? Okay. See, if I was trying to add 9 like I did here, and I didn't even write the 9. Wow. Frank's writing like 2 inches off, so. Okay. Normally, if I were to try to add 9 to get rid of it like I did over here, there's literally that 3 is in the way, right? It looks different. If it's in the way, get it out of the way. So, I will undo that by first both sides times 3. Now, when we do, we got to be careful what we do next. Ashton, have we learned from the mistake last time? What comes down?
X minus 9.
Just the x minus 9, right? Add a guy. They just cancel. Don't distribute that 3 in there because then you multiplied by a pair of 3s. 1 to cancel and 1 to distribute. You did it too many times. Okay? Then, okay, so we weren't sure how to start it. Then what? now that I'm here.
Then you figure out what 9 divided by 81 is, which is 9.
Oh, but how do I undo the minus 9, though?
Oh, you add 9.
There you go. Okay. $90 it is. Okay. See a couple of you giving the like 1996 booyah grandma to your neighbor. Yes, if you got to 90, you got it. We get 90 minus 9 over 3, and is that 27? Okay, y'all know what a right view calculator is? We've talked about it before. Right view calculator means that I can type it exactly as it's written. Okay. The graphing calculators are right view calculators because I can literally make a fraction on here and say 90 minus 9 over 3. I can type it exactly the way it's written. And as long as 27 is 27, I'm good. I'm okay with you doing this to check your answers. But you still have to make sure that it comes out as 27. Now, everyone, your calculator of choice. Hold up your weapon of choice. Those are right view, right view, right view, right view, right view, right view. No. 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 And I keep forgetting that we got these Catago ones that showed up this year. Okay, those ones, I just know calculators. I'm a math teacher. I use them all the time. Okay, so U4, those aren't right view, meaning you just have to use parentheses when you're typing things. That's it. Everyone else, you have the ability to hit a fraction button and type it just like this. It's really handy for checking your work. Okay? If you have a, where's my Casios at? These ones. Okay? These ones are a little bit more. I think they're like maybe 20 bucks. Who's got the $10 Walmart special? Where is it? Where is it? Abby, hold that up. I love those things. For 10 bucks, that'll almost do your taxes.
Oh.
It's great. It'll do integrals and derivatives from Calc 1 and 2. The only thing it won't do is graph. But for 10 bucks, it'll do amazing things. For ease of use, Trey, hold that one up. 36X Pro. Those are about 15, 18 bucks. Those are absolutely stellar. I accidentally found one at a Mills Fleet Farm like 12 years ago. Never gone back. Okay? They're great. I would say, y'all in high school, get yourself a decent scientific calculator. Whether it's that $10 Casio or maybe spend a couple extra bucks, if that works for your family finances, okay? Sometimes 10 bucks is a big deal. It certainly was for me my first couple years of teaching. Even now, it's just me. My wife stays at home with my kids. You know what teacher pay is? It's peanuts and insults. We argue about if we're going to get Burger King. Okay? So I have a couple extra of those Casios. If anyone just has 10 bucks, I always just leave them up here in case you can't get to the store. But make sure you, like, if that's a thing that's feasible for you, for your family, get a scientific, okay? A decent scientific, because it's worth its weight in high school. But anyway, we got 2 problems. There were 2 operations in both of them. They're 2-step equations, right? Did you add 9 to both sides? Did you divide by 3 on both sides? Did you multiply by 3 on both sides, add 9 to both sides, and then 1 for did you have your checks on there? Okay, there's your something out of 5. There's your something out of 5. Okay. Homework. I still don't have anyone asking questions. I mean, every now and then, I'll get one or two of you who will wander down here and just ask something in the morning or Spartan time. But y'all got Remind. It's a tutor in a pocket. You ain't using it. And me and the rest of the math teachers, we talk about this an awful lot. Things just changed. I don't know what it is. 5, 6 years ago, I sit down for dinner. My phone's blowing up. Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. I'd have 20, 30 questions a night. Something changed. Kids just don't, I don't know if you're not comfortable asking. I know I'm weird, but am I weird to the point that you're just scared to text me? Like, if you're doing an assignment, all you got to do, take a picture, send, and say, stuck on 20. That's it. That's all you need to do. And the next time that I am conscious and not beset upon by little goblins, I will answer. Okay? I sketched out a video on how to review of Complete the Square for Algebra 2 for a kid years ago when I was re-roofing. I was on my roof. She had questions. I stopped what I was doing, plopped down on my roof, sketched out a YouTube video, and sent it. I will help you if you ask, but if you don't ask, I can't help you. Okay? So, one last opportunity before we move on to the next section. Do we have any questions from 2-2? Tommy boy. Okay, 44. Y'all remember where this is, right? I hope. Okay, you do the clever thing. You go to Savas. Savas, the hemorrhoid medication, right? It thinks some more. We are in Algebra 1. I keep forgetting that and opening my Algebra 2 book. All right. eText, Studente, open. Probably should have opened this up before we started, huh? Well, I mean, he went back to her after ditching his ex, so you know, she must be pretty fast. We'll tell you when you're older. There we go. Okay. 2 pages so we can zoom. You said 40 who? 44. Okay. Mixed numbers. Remember when I said you never use mixed numbers in real math? What do you always turn it into? Okay. So I'm going to start by turning this. Remember, multiply these two, add this one. I'm going to say d plus 17 over 2 is 16/3. Right? Because if I say 5 and 1/3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wholes and then a third. Right? 5 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and a third. 16/3. That's why we multiply like that. So, now what, Tommy boy? It was just that. You know how you... Yo, bud. Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay? This is... Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to poke this, and we're going to go find Tommy. Where's Tommy at? Where's Tommy? You never even texted me once. That's why you're not on my list. I got to go all the way into the people and the whole class list.
The first week.
There he is, Tommy Anglin. See, and we're going to take a thing. We're going to do that. And we're going to El Picturo, right? El Picturo photo. We're going to use camera. I'm going to steal this. Okay, there you go. I'm going to send you your own notes.
Alright.
Bam. What'd that take me?
Minutes.
10 seconds. Maybe 12.
Okay. If, if Tommy would have texted me sooner, it wouldn't have taken as long, right? Because then I wouldn't have had to scroll to find him. Okay, it does not take long to just take a picture of what you're working on, say, I'm confused, shoop. Especially a quick question like that, because I could be over here fighting the kid and I like hold him over my head and all this improper fraction. Stop it! Improper fractions. Boom. There you go. I answered your question 3 days ago. Okay? It does not take long to ask a question. I don't want blood, sweat, and tears math. There's a girl in my Algebra 2, Ava, she comes in here and like rapid fires 6 questions at me. Every day. Sets her book down. I know it's this. What about this? Okay, cool. I also had this one. Why is this a negative? Well, you got to do, oh, okay. Like she rapid fires through there. She's in and out of my room in 5 minutes. I don't want you to bleed math. I just want you to be willing to ask a question every now and then. Okay? That's all you got to do. Just a question every now and then. Other than, fractions! Do we have anything? Anything else? Okay. Before we get rolling on this, real quick, I got to talk about, because you're freshmen, you don't know how this works yet. What's today?
Monday.
Okay. Blank. It's easier than finding the file. Okay, today is 27. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, next 2 weeks. A, y'all know you don't have school on Friday. Okay. You don't have school. I get to get stuck in a bunch of meetings about numbers and stuff. Okay. So it's in-service day. I got to go do a bunch of data stuff, look at your test scores. Okay, go and find out that, in 8th grade, Isaiah lit a cat on fire or something. I don't know. I look at a bunch of old data and try to make decisions on math and stuff because of it. Okay. So you don't have school on Friday. Does everyone know what Thursday is?
No, tomorrow. After Wednesday.
It is the quarter 1 midterm. The quarter 1 midterm is where we 8 times a year, so every quarter and then the middle of each quarter, 8 times a year your grades get finalized on campus. And that determines Spartan time, whether you get out or not. Now as freshmen, you're stuck in Spartan time anyway. But if you have all, Mr. Sire, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it A's and B's or just A's? If you have all A's and B's all year long, all the way until quarter 4 or the last midterm? Depends on the year in the class. Okay. If you have all A's and B's going all the way until the 4th quarter of the school year, they will start letting you out at 205 like all the upperclassmen. Okay? You have to earn it. Yep. So you definitely want to take care of that. But additionally, that's where eligibility is determined. If you want to be in any activities, y'all, if you're failing the class, you don't get to do the thing. You don't get to football. You don't get to basketball. You don't get to wrestling.
Concerts.
The concerts too, okay? You can't be in drama. You can't be on stage if you're currently signed up for the fall drama, okay? It matters. I can't stress enough, freshmen just don't seem to understand this, that it's real. It is real. You will take this class over again next year if you are not taking care of business. In middle school, you can just give them the finger all year long and you'll pass on to the next grade. In high school, it doesn't work that way. You can be a senior in your 4th year of school with only 6 credits, meaning still you're technically a freshman. Okay? Meaning you ain't gonna graduate. Meaning get used to the phrase, would you like fries with that? Okay? I don't want that to happen to you. Learn the lesson now. All right? So, the midterm is here. That means, as of that day, everything needs to be in and done. You get your quiz number 2 in here on Wednesday, meaning you will have 2 quizzes in the gradebook. I do not have stuff in the gradebook right now. Life happened, and it happened hard. In the last couple of weeks, my entire family has gotten sick. I have had to take a kid to the clinic 3 times. There's been an ER visit. It's been rough. Okay? That means that I haven't gotten done the stuff that I normally have done. I'm sorry I don't have your grades in. I really do feel bad about that. Life happened. I try to be flexible with you, hoping that you can do the same for me. I will get it done as soon as I can get it done. Friday night was supposed to be your night to get your class's stuff done. We had a kid with a double ear infection. Okay? So, life happens. This is also why I accept your guys' late work. If you see, works, right? You know what. Okay? I accept your late work for a reason. Life happens. If it happens to me, it can happen to you. I'm sorry I don't have the grades in, but you know what? They'll be in as soon as I can. Once they are, also don't be checking campus all the time. As soon as they're in, I'm just going to blast it out on Remind. I'm going to tell you grades are in, and I'll send you a cute little bar graph that shows you how the class is doing. Okay? So as soon as they're in, they'll be in. You take your second quiz here. You make sure you turn in your notebook here. Your notebook, binder, wherever, all you got your stuff in. You turn it in that day. I will then go on a grade-a-thon for the next 2 days, making sure everything is in as quickly as I can. Wednesday at 8 a.m., your grades are posted. That means you can't turn anything in after this day, unless it's just by a teacher's mercy. Maybe they'll let you turn something in on Monday if you talk to them. But as of that day, you ain't turning stuff in anymore. Okay? So teachers have a few days to get all the grades in, and then this morning, all the grades head onto campus. That goes onto the report card. The report card gets sent to the parents, or it just ends up in the commons for them to pick up on Thursday for parent-teacher conferences. Okay? Freshman parents, usually, it is next week, right? I'm not crazy? Or is it the week after?
Would have to put next time.
Right? Oh, hold on. I got the calendar right here. Yeah, it's next week. Okay. Parent-teacher conferences. From 3:30 to 7:30, it's open season on teachers. Okay? Most parents will not want to come in for a meeting, but if they know that they can hit 5 teachers, bam, 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 they'll come in. Freshman parents like coming in because they don't know what it's like to have the kid in high school yet. Okay? I send out a big email blast to all the parents, maybe with a little video message. I update the current events on my website. because 99% of what I could possibly tell a parent, it's all on my website right now anyway. The only difference is I might be able to tell them, well, he sits there and dinks around the whole time and messes around with pencils and stuff, and he's just not even given flying fornication about class. I can't do anything with that. Okay? Or I'll say, you know what, he's even got a busted wing and he's still trying to take care of business. He's always working with his neighbor, doing great. Okay? I can tell them specifics about you in class, but everything else about how the class runs, where the resources are, what you have available for tests, it's all there. Parent-teacher conferences, that also means it's an early release Maroon Day, just like Friday. Y'all know how you just all got to peace out? Okay, it's going to be like that. Okay. Now, as freshmen, you're stuck until 1. There's no pep rally to go to, but it is early release day where you'll get let out at 1. Okay. So, quiz 2 on Wednesday. You better have everything turned in by end of the day Thursday, unless you have talked to me. I'll leave stuff blank in the grade book. I won't count it missing if you talk to me. Grades are posted that day, report card goes out, conferences that day, and that determines your eligibility. Okay? You got to be passing your classes if you want to do activities. Cool? Ever had a teacher tell you this before?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. In that case, 2-3. I don't expect that this is going to take us as long if we understood 2-2. Go ahead, problem solve. Read. Read, look at the problem. Argue with your neighbor. Figure it out. No, it was literally just a pile of foils. Yeah, because I'm never going to do anything special with them.
And then enchantment creatures, there's some creatures.
Creatures. If creature removal works on them, they're not enchantments.
So indestructible creatures suddenly are weird.
Perforos is my bae. If it says creature, it belongs with creatures. Okay, argue with your neighbors. How do you even do this? You're buying movie tickets online. You can enter the tickets you want on that screen, so it even shows you. Ticket price, $9 times the number of tickets. Processing fee, $1 times the number of tickets. And then a service charge.
This is the same card, this is the same card, this is the same.
Oh! Oh! What just happened? Frank, are you okay? Frank? All right. Cool.
Okay, so you want them like the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're dorks, okay? Just roll with it.
Giants.
Yes. Well, that way you got playsets together, especially for Popper. You are using a debit card to pay for the tickets. You got $45 to spend. That sounds an awful lot like a total. So that means total, right? How many tickets can you buy? What do we put in math for I don't know?
A variable.
Variables, right? Now remember, you can put whatever you want. You get funky with it. You want to put psi in there, you go for it. It's still just a variable, right? Well, most of you probably just going to use x. Okay. But if I do, then this becomes 9 times an x plus 1 times an x plus 5 is 45. No, don't do that, Frank. There you go. Which brings us to today's multi-step. What's the only difference between this and what we did last week? There's an extra term. I have a 9x and a regular x. Well, how many x's is that?
10 x's in total.
Combined like terms. That's it, right? Like if that 45 wasn't there at all and I said combined like terms, you'd be cool with it? So every time you run into a plus or a minus, you chop it up and you ask, do any of these Legos go in the same bucket? Yeah, x's with x's. So I have 10x plus 5 is 45. And then you're on down the rabbit hole, right? If I'm going to start moving stuff around, I got to clean up first. Like right now, I would not be able to rearrange my room because there's a bunch of human bodies in the way. Okay? I would need everyone to get up, move to the back, and then I would move things around real quick, right? I would clean up the clutter. Who in here is the kid that has to rearrange your bedroom like every 4 months? Who's that kid? That one? That one? Okay. I was that kid. Oh, yeah. You got to clean up this. I can't go moving things if there's too much stuff in the way. But now, game on. Minus 5. Show that it zeroes out. Maybe even show that it drops. Opposite of multiply is divide. U. Show that it's 1. Show that it cancels. What's up? And then get x's for. Okay? Now, make sure that it makes sense. Thank you, sir. Make sure that it makes sense. Go back to that main screen and plug it in. See if it actually works. See if putting a 4 here and here actually works. What's 4 times 9? 4 times 1. $5 charge. 36 plus 4. $40. $5 charge. $45. Cool. It works. Okay. Expect that a lot where they got these little openers here. If I have an equation that's just a little too ugly, a little too much going on, then clean it up before you go moving things. Now, who was, I forget which you it was, asked, can I do the line? Can I do the dotted line? Okay, and that kid, of course it was Tyler, right? But does it help you to separate one side from the other? Now, here's why it matters. I'll see kids who just, don't do this, don't write this. I'll see kids do this all the time. You've all been on teeter-totter, right? The teeter-totter's nicely balanced. Everything's great, okay? You two are on one side, you two are on the other. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden, Cohen decides to hop off. What's going to happen to Isaiah and Levi? Wham! Oh, right?
I was actually hoping they'd fly in the air.
There's an episode of Mythbusters where they saw if they could launch a little girl onto a school.
Oh my!
Doing that exact same thing. It turns out you can't because it always breaks the teeter-totter. But if you build it in a V with a bunch of like radio tower scaffolding, you can launch her pretty high. It's pretty cool. She dies. Like they put the little patches on her that measure G-force. Yeah, she dies. Don't do that. Why is this wrong? What did I screw up?
So you didn't just negatify 2m, you negatified 4m.
I didn't take 2m off of both sides. I took 2m off of this side and then took 2m off of this side again. That's not balanced. That's bullying. Okay? So that's why I do like what Tommy was saying about putting that line there. Because it forces you to say, well, if I wait, I can't take 2 from both of these because then it's both on the same side. There's too much stuff. It's too complicated. But can I simplify it? Can I combine anything on that side? Yeah, okay. Now I can say 5 is 7m minus 23. Now it's fine. You can put the things that go together. Now, what do I do? It's a two-step equation, just like last week. Add 23 to both sides. Thank you for the clarification. So I don't have to be facetious and only do it to one side. Zero it out, show it drops. 28 is 7m. And then, what should I be showing right now? Show 7 divided by 7 is 1. Now, where do I plug that 4 in? Which equation?
Both.
Always into the original.
Not both.
Always back to the original. Yeah, both m's, yes, but in the original equation. Come all the way back here and say, does 5 actually equal 5 by a thing minus 23 plus 2 by a thing? We said that thing was 4, so this better work. Now, I told you there's nothing wrong with using this. Can I say 5 parenthesis 4 parenthesis minus 23 plus 2 parenthesis 4 parenthesis? I can type it exactly like it says. Did I show that 5 is 5? Yeah. And then I would just come back here and check and say, yeah, it works. I'm okay with you using the tools for the check, so long as you got the work to back it up when you first did it. I do some, you do some. Fire away. Okay. Combine like terms, then move stuff. Yes, Tom.
It says a -6, so you'd subtract 6 from 11.
Yes. That's why when I break it up, I always do this. Every time you run into a plus or minus, it's a new term.
That makes sense.
Now you know the sign goes with it. Hey man, I stole your little dotted line fence of doom thing. You steal that from me. Okay. Remember, daily quiz, yeah, I want you quiet. Right now, I don't want you quiet. I want you talking to your neighbor. Okay. Argue about it. I'm going to go find a pointy stick, dude. Come on. Okay. It's not enough to just get the right answer. You got to have the work to back it up. We want to practice being able to write it out now while it's easy, or hopefully easy, so that when it gets real gross, we're okay.
You want these sorted into colors.
I always go color identity. That's multi.
That's what I figured, because command.
Yep. Right? Like they look pretty gross. And the further you go in math, that happens more. You get a problem that's like, but then you get to be like Bumblebee with the cube. Comes down just fine. Okay. Looks like most of us are good. So here's the way that I always preferred it. Every time I run into a plus or a minus, it's a new term. So chop it up, chop it up. Okay, because Tommy had the question, like, is that a minus 6? Well, every time I run into a plus or a minus, I chop it up. Now look at what's right next to the 6. I know it's a negative now. Maybe I even use that to say these two go together. Maybe I show that they go together. So 11m's minus 6m's is 5. And then we're off down the races. I'm going to say, come on, you. We add 8 to both sides. Show that 5m is 30. Divide both sides by 5. I'm going through it a little fast because most of us seem to be fine with that. Just make sure you're writing it. So, dare I ask, who's brave?
I would love to.
I'm brave.
Okay, just because that sounded like that was just adorable. Me, I'm brave. That was great.
Can I bring my stuff there?
Bring it up there. Use your resources, right? Now, it's not enough to just write it. When you're in this house, you explain it.
Oh. Yeah, you have it. Okay.
Teach, Miss Saylor.
So, you gotta put these together. So, that's a negative. So, I'll make sure you look at it. And so, that'd be 3y. And then you gotta do plus 5. Or, now, gotta, that's a plus, you gotta do minus 5. And then, minus 5, which is 9. 3y equals 9. Yeah. Then you gotta get the y by itself. So you gotta divide by 3. And then that's
Knuckles. Okay. Oh, thanks. All right. The idea is it's not enough to be able to write it. You need to be able to explain it. Okay? Make sure to submit your time card for your stipend. You'll be okay. Stipend is extra money you get paid for doing things in school.
Actually,
wait.
Yeah, you don't. You're not employees. I do. Yeah. I do a lot of extra stuff. I just don't get paid for it. So, you know how this works. And then Satan said, let there be words with math. How many times have we done this already, though? You just translate. You look for those words like less than. You look for words like twice. You look for words like each and per. All of that stuff that we did in the first unit, we do it again here. Martha couldn't take niece and nephew to a concert. How many of you been to like Deadwood Mountain Grand or something like that for a concert? No? Okay. Curious, who'd you see? I was thinking about Primus, but like noise and everything, it was just too much. It was too much. But you go to a concert, gonna buy t-shirts and bumper stickers. Ooh, bumper stickers. $1 each. Okay, it's very obvious when the textbook publishers A, are out of touch, B, they're old. If you go to a concert, a bumper sticker is gonna be like $23. They just rip you a new one. Martha's niece wants 1 shirt, 4 bumper stickers. Nephew wants 2 shirts, no bumper stickers. Total is $67. Okay, $67 is like a drink. So, wow. This book is old. I heard a magic word in there towards the end. What's the magic word near 67? Total. So as soon as I hear total is, I heard someone else say is. Total is. That means I'm going to have something equals 67. Then look back at the rest of the problem. What stuff am I doing to get 67? I'm adding up a bunch of stuff, right? We have a niece and a nephew. So maybe if I have no idea what's going on, I make a blank and say niece and nephew. Now I can fill those in. Okay. Says niece wants 1 shirt and 4 bumper stickers. Do I know right now, just looking at this sentence, nothing else, everything else doesn't exist, blinders on. Do I know what a shirt and a bumper sticker cost? No. We're going to come back to those, right? I would say 1 t-shirt. What do you want to use as a variable? Now, how many of you, which of those was T, which one was plus?
I'm gonna say the one on the right is T.
Now me, I always put a tail on there so I know. But if you don't like that, maybe instead, I heard a couple of you say X. You better come off to the side, write a note. Like this is big kahuna, big brain stuff, okay? Like flashing neon sign, exclamation point above the guy on the sidewalk, side quest is here. GTA, dude. I'm old, okay? Deal with it. I want you to say, define your variables. It's not enough to just put variables on there. Tell me what they stand for. Tell me X is going to be shirts. Tell me Y is going to be bumper stickers. So niece wants 1 shirt, so 1X, and plus 4 bumper stickers. Nephew, second line. 2 shirts, no bumper stickers. Yes, ma'am.
For the 1X, you just put X.
Yes, I'm getting there. You're right. Wants 2 shirts, no bumper stickers. So 2 of these and 0 of those. Okay. Yes, Jocelyn's right. Can I clean this up? Is there something that I wrote that's extra? Okay. So maybe I clean that up now and I call it X plus 4Y plus X is 67. And now we get to what this lesson is all about. Can I combine any of those? Oh wait, that was a 2. Y'all got to be quick on the draw. You're lagging behind on the brownie points. Okay, 3x plus 4y is 67. Okay, so I combine like terms. Now I come back here and ask, do I know what any of those are, Heath?
Yes.
Yes. What did you say earlier? Bumper sticker's $1. So I can replace that y with just 1. Right? Y is for, I know. Okay, Frank is kind of cross-eyed again, and it's like bothering me. Was it 2-3 years ago they got me this new projector? They're like, it's hard mounted. You'll never have to reorient it again. I have more problems with this one than the old one. Yes, that's a 1. So that means at the end of the day, I actually have 3x plus 4 is 67. Yeah.
So the whole 4 and then changing your blank, I just get that instead of.
Now, could you do that? If you know off the top of your head, yeah, I certainly can. What if I started with instead just x plus 4 1s plus 2 x's is 67? Could I have done that?
Yeah.
Because I didn't need to write the 1 there. I still have my 2 kids. I still have niece and nephew. Right? If I know off the top of my head that 4 times 1 is 4, do I have to write the times 1? So, yeah, there's steps. There's ways that you can cheat it a little bit. Is writing it out the hard way going to hurt you? You going to end up with carpal tunnel at the ripe age of 17? No. Okay? It's not going to happen. So just write it out. The tree's already dead. Honor its sacrifice. Okay? Write it out. Use the notebook. Okay, so after that, now I got minus 4, minus 4. Show it zeros out. Divide. X is 21. 21 bucks for a shirt? No, at a concert, that's good. Yeah. You actually go to a real concert, you're looking like 50, 60 bucks for a t-shirt or something. It's nuts. Okay. So, can you do it? Like, if you don't know off the top of your head, use blanks. Noah and Kate are doing stuff. I have no clue what's going to happen, but I'm going to put blank and blank for Noah and Kate, then my total. Okay? Then fill in, what is the Noah stuff? What is the Kate stuff? All right. Yeah. All right. I need to reload real quick. No one burn anything, brace your ears.
I don't think that's what she
Busy.
Wait.
Anyone have any questions on the midterm? Just be savvy on your grades. Everybody know what the word savvy is?
Nope.
Be in recognition of what your current grade is. Be in communication with your instructors on what your current grade is. Be in communication with your with your instructors if you have any outstanding work. What does the term outstanding work mean? Unfinished. So in other words, communicate, communicate, communicate. And you'll be just fine.
Dang, what'd y'all do? You got like a got a Mr. Sire speech. I was just getting my water.
didn't even realize you came back.
Did someone burn something?
No.
Okay. Okay. Are we there? Are we still going? Come on. Because everyone works at different speeds. Don't you dare mock someone for that.
Roasted.
Apologize.
In my house, we don't just say sorry. You make it better.
Oh, yeah, make it better, Trey, right now.
Except with Tommy. That's okay if you hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like you're all bullied.
Who doesn't bully? I bully him about it. But it says 1 pound of string. Yeah, his little shirt's still the same.
Yep, a pack of strings is a thing.
It's just,
Like a pack of goldfish.
yeah.
I don't count them up individually,
You just
right?
started the same thing. Like, you don't have to do like any dividing with what the answer you get. Because it says a pack. But like, okay, wait, I think I got it. You just solve for x. That's basically what you're doing still.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like, it's, because I put down, because it's like 2 packs, and like 2 packs, and you add it up 4. And I don't know where I got my x from. Isn't,
Well, yeah, because you don't know what a cost is, right?
yeah.
So that and the music book. Yeah, you're right. You got it. Don't overthink it. You're good. Okay. I'm going to teach you a secret to math word problems. Most of the time, the question at the end tells you your variable. How much is 1 pack of strings? So, x equals cost per pack of strings. The question at the end tells you your variable because it's the thing you want to know, right? The thing I don't know is the variable. So, that was too much. There we go. Next. Total cost is 72. I hear total is. Is means equals. Something equals 72. Okay, now that's gone. What is going to cost 72? Noah and Kate are shopping. Noah does stuff, Kate does stuff. So here comes Noah. 2 packs of strings. Oh, hey, pack of string is X. 2X. Kate buys 2 packs of strings and a book. So 2 packs of strings and then tells me the book is 16 bucks. What am I going to do with Noah stuff and Kate stuff? Okay. Then you combine like terms. Yep. On down the rabbit hole you go. 4x plus 16. Would you be okay if I went straight for this? 60, what's that, 8, 6? No. Well, I can't think. 56. It's been a long, oh man. And then? Did I answer the question?
No, kind of.
Yes.
I just said x is 14.
String is 14.
Answer the question. $14 per pack of strings. Make sure you say what it actually cost. Okay. Now, someone's going to get mad about why wasn't I showing this? Over 4 over 4. But sometimes we don't know the mental math, right? When in doubt, write it out. Okay? Write it out, draw it out, use extra lines, use arrows. Make your problem look like Madden's football play from hell by the time you're done. I don't care. Show yourself what you're doing. It's going to make you more accurate. I don't care how smart you are, everyone eventually runs into the wall of, I can't do this in my head. All right, this one. I can't combine like terms because I don't see like terms, but I do see a -8 right up against that parenthesis. It's like that gross dance on Friday. What's happening there? What happens when you got 2 things smashed together? They're multiplying. Okay. That's what my old algebra teacher told us, like rabbits and hormonal teenagers. They're going to smash together. Okay. What do we... You've heard that before. You've been in my class. Okay. Negative 8 by 2x is negative 16x. Be very careful. Remember when we did our distribution a couple weeks ago? You notice how I went from kind of in between the sign and the 8 to in between the sign and the 1? I'm multiplying a negative 8 with a negative 1. Be careful about that. Now, if you have a tendency to goof up your signs, what I always had kids do was box in the negative 8. I ran into a plus or a minus, so chop it up. Now can I show this box times this box? Does that make it a little bit easier to tell? Okay. If it works for you, use it. If it doesn't work for you, don't use it. Okay? Do what works for you. After that, on down the rabbit hole we go. Minus 8, minus 8. Maybe I need to have this to remind myself to make sure that minus 8 is on both sides. Show that it zeroes out. Show that's still a negative 16x. Now, it is entirely possible for you to get non-integer answers. Be not afraid of the fraction. When I divide by negative 16 here, what's pancake divided by pancake? No. 1. Okay. Anything divided by itself is 1. Show that it's 1. But then, 28 divided by 16 does not come out as an integer. But you can reduce it. What do 28 and 16 both have in common? Okay. I heard 2, a 4, and an 8. You're all right. What if I divided them both by 2? You just ask yourself the question, do they still have something in common? Yeah. I see both have a 2 in common again. Okay. So just negative 7/4. Now this is where having that right view calculator is going to come in nice and handy. When I say to check these, can I just have negative 8, parenthesis, 2, I replace x with a parenthesis, and stick in a negative 7/4. Minus 1 parenthesis. It's a right view calculator. I literally just did negative 8, 2x minus 1. The only difference was I replaced this with a set of parentheses and the answer that I just got. If this is correct, does 36 equal 36? Cool. I win. Yay. So, can you distribute and then go from there? Go! Where's your notes? Bummer, dude. How about a notebook? Because you know you can just write this in a notebook and shove that in your notes. How about a piece of paper? How about a scratch piece of paper? How about a scratch piece of paper or a notebook that is up there in the scratch piece of paper and notebook pile? Hey, look at that! Okay. Grab a notebook, dude. Those are all notes for Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc. There you go. Just have fun. Scratch paper. Y'all, I had a kid who did their daily quizzes on the wrapper around a cup from Starbucks. As long as it's labeled and organized, I don't care. I just give you the notes because it's easier to follow along if it's structured for you like that. You've all been in that class where you're taking notes the entire class. You have no idea what you wrote because you were just scrambling to keep up the whole time. That's why I give you these note packets, to help you. That doesn't mean that you need it. It just helps. Randomly, I'm big on advocating for yourself in your own education. If you are on an IEP or a 504, an IEP, Individualized Education Program, or 504 plan, it's a law that says even if you are not in special education, you can still have certain accommodations. Everyone should be able to request from their teachers, hey, if I have fill in the blank notes, this really helps me. Could I get some of that? If you have one of those two plans, they are most likely legally obligated to say yes. Any teacher worth their salt is also going to say yes to anyone who asks, because we're supposed to have that stuff on hand anyway for kids who need it. If you struggle keeping up with notes, you can ask your teachers, do you have those notes but like fill in the blank or something so I can focus more on listening instead of writing? That sharpener hasn't worked since 1982, dude. Use the electric one.
I think I did okay.
You probably do better whittling it with your teeth. Okay. If I have 18 is 3 by 2x minus 6, like so. Who don't I hear from often? Dylan, talk to me, dude. What comes first? Okay, what about them? What does it mean when you got numbers smashed up on parentheses? Thank you, Ashton. Okay, phone a friend, right? Come on, dude. What is anyone? 3 by 2x?
6x.
3 by negative 6. Now, could I say that, or could I say minus what is 3 times 6? Same difference, right? You know how many kids are going to see that 18 and 18 and think they just cancel? No. What does that say? Minus 18. Add 18 to both sides. Okay. Show what's happening. Show me that zero's out. Show me the 6x drops. What is 36 besides the age where your knees start to go and you feel old? Divide both sides by 6. Okay. I want to back up and ask, what if now what?
Minus algebra.
Okay. Okay. Sailor's back there doing dance moves. It's a 0, right? So what goes on the next line?
66.
Okay. And this is where I see a lot of really common errors. What still remains on the right side? What still remains on the left side?
The 0.
0. So how do I solve something equals 0? I still divide it, right? It's what?
0. Sorry.
Okay. If I was looking at front table here, that back table here, there's 8 kids here. Okay, y'all want some pizza?
Ooh, yay.
Pizza's good stuff, right? For most of the kids are gonna like that. Okay. Right here I have on this plate 0 pieces of pizza. And I'm gonna share it with all of you. Okay? How much you get?
0.
I can take 0 and I can divide it by as many pieces as I want. Doesn't matter. It's still nothing. So x is 0 is a perfectly reasonable answer. Now, I know that wasn't the problem. Okay, if you are just now raising your hand and asking that, you didn't catch the part where I already did the problem and I said, what if this? I just wanted to point this out because I got a lot of kids who will get to this green stage here and they'll try to say 6 equals x. You can't just move the goalposts. You can't shove the equal sign in between them. Okay? You ever seen 2 dogs, just kind of doing their thing and you try to get in between them? You don't just shove something in between 2 things that are being multiplied. Okay? It gets awkward. You don't just get to move the equal sign because you feel like it. So please, just use the strategies. Put that dotted line down there, write on each side what it is. Take your time with it. Follow math law. Next up, what if I came all the way back here and said that you can actually do something besides distributing? What's that -8 doing to the parentheses? Can't I do that?
You gotta add it,
I mean, I would want to reduce it down. Say that's -9/2. But I can still add 1, add 1. Say 2x is a -7/2. I can still divide by 2. Dividing by fractions is easy as pie. Don't I still get x is -7/4? Sometimes this can help you out. Because maybe you don't want to distribute because it's going to make life ugly. Now, in this case, it was fractions anyway. But what if I came all the way back here? Take a look at that problem. What could I do instead of distributing? Right? It still works. Add 6. Divide. I still got there by following math law. Yes, Tom? Why would I want to? What about that? It's gonna be big. But what if I recognize that 196 is 14 squared? Because 196 divided by 14 is just 14. Okay? Maybe instead of distributing and working with giant numbers, I would rather just have smaller numbers to begin with. Okay? So it's a nice little trick that you can sometimes get away with. Show me those thumbs. Like, can you combine terms or distribute? Yay, I'm good. I'm a little fuzzy. I should probably do one more to be safe. Or, dude, what the fornication is this? Okay? Okay, I see a little bit of hesitancy. So I want to do a double dose of, let's do 9 and 3. Okay, let's do this one and this one. Don't worry about the number order. I just copy paste them off of an old PDF. I just wanted problems. Let's try those. Won't you be real careful on 9? What are you distributing?
Usually like this 17.
That 5 is smashed up on those parentheses. That's multiplying.
It's gonna be the first.
Number 9 is actually a little more than we've done so far. Number 9 is 4 steps, not 3. Okay. Chatting out with your neighbors. Okay. Once you get so far, or maybe as you start the first couple of steps, go and check with them. 75, 515. 15, 16, 16, 3. It's a fraction. That's okay. Fractions are numbers too. Don't discriminate. What's up?
So eventually I had to add these two because they're the same, right? So, but that would be the same as just adding these two in the beginning.
No, it wouldn't. Well, try it. You got here.
Yeah.
Could you turn that into 17 by 6v minus 1? Distribute that and see if you get the same thing as you did right here.
No.
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Order of operations, Haas. You can't subtract there until you've taken care of the multiplication. Okay. Distribute, then subtract, negative 80, divide. Okay. Cool there? I didn't show all the pieces. Subtract 56, it's only going to get more negative. Divide by the negative 8. Okay. 9. The question is asked, can I just take 22 minus 5? If I'm trying to simplify the left side, run the order of operations. Can I simplify what's inside the parentheses? Can I simplify 6v minus 1? No, they're not like terms. Do I have any exponents? But do I have multiply? Yeah. So I take a negative 5 times both of these. 22 minus 30v plus 5 is negative 63. Then I get to the addition and subtraction parts. I chop up every time I see a plus or minus, it's a new term. 22 plus 5 is 27. Subtract 27 from both sides. Show me what's happening. Show me that negative 30v is negative 90. Show me v is 3. Suppose, here. Yeah. Okay. Don't you dare. Ooh, we got 2 left. Fractions, we okay. Decimals, we'll roll that in next time. Yeah, we'll cut it off there. Okay. Hey, you still have an assignment. I just got to change it. Okay. So give me a few minutes to double check my assignment. I'll send it out on Remind, and it will also be on Plan Book. It's just not going to have those last 2 examples. Okay.